This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota, with the closing grain and livestock comments for August 21st, 2015. Reversal, and once again today, it seems like we've been back and forth all week. Corn market down 5 3/4. December down 5 1/4, 377 1/4 close there. September soybeans down 16 1/4. November down 17 3/4, 889 1/2 close there. September meal down $4, 326.90. September Chicago wheat down 6 3/4, 499 1/2. September Minneapolis wheat down 11 1/2, 501 1/2. December down 9 3/4, 518. September Kansas City wheat down 10 1/4, 471. Big news today, risk off, more or less worldwide. Stock market down over 400 points right now. Crude oil down $1. It's just a wide-scale liquidation. Dollar index even down $1, and we couldn't muster up much strength. Grains held in there better probably than any other product today, but overall a very negative tone here as we work through the trading session. We did get Pro Farmer's final yield estimates, 163.4 in corn versus USDA's 168 plus. 0.8 is what they're at right now. Beans came in at 46.5 versus 46.9 from USDA. So the beans actually pretty close to USDA's estimate, but the corn well under USDA's estimate. We'll have to see how the market handles that. Maybe a little friendly on the corn, at least in the near term. As we look to other major factors, weather trends, we've gotten good rains. We're going to be cool, a little bit drier next week, and I think that's kind of the perfect recipe for bean finish weather, and that's why we're seeing beans take a little bit more of a negative approach right now. Wheat held in there the best today, and maybe the best supported market as we work ahead. We'll see what wheat can muster up. But with that weak dollar here, we potentially could see some business show up here rather quickly. So overall tone in the grain market, let's find a bottom here the next 2.5 to 3 weeks. We look for that to occur around this 350 to 363 area in corn, in between 850 and 880 in soybeans, and that will, I think, at least obtain the bottom end, and then we'll see what South America has to do as we work ahead. As we look to the feeder cattle market, down limit 450 today, 199.47 1/2. So we're back under the $200 values after a long stint above the $200 values. October live cattle down 247 1/2, 143.85. October hogs down 192 1/2, 62.82 1/2. On feed report today, right in line with expectations. Cold storage a little smaller for beef, a little larger for pork, but not by any extent of major game changers in the cold storage. Cattle on feed came in at 103 for on feed versus expectations, right at 103. Placements 99 versus 100%, and marketing's 97 versus 97%. So not a lot of details there. We'll see what we muster up next week. Very weak trade for cattle. Cash values slipped a little bit, $3 to $5 dressed lower. We had some 147 after some 149 yesterday, 147 here on Friday. Cash trade on the live base. All in all, cutout value is a little bit weaker, and we'll see what we can bring next week. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results.